Hello, welcome. I'm Ariel Grace, and you're tuned in to Creatively Free. Today's topic is about journaling, free-form journaling. Some have discovered this from The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, sort of what is known as the mother of creativity. Her work has influenced creatives around the world for a long time. And I actually had the privilege of seeing her speak at the Gathering of the Creatives in Santa Fe in 2019. It was really neat. But her work has influenced me, certainly. And I have been journaling in one form or another since I was so small, since I was in Montessori. And why I'm bringing it up today is because to me it was something innate, something that was not something to learn. And yet, as I've progressed through life, I've had several people comment to me about my journaling habit, whether that's art journaling or regular journaling, how I do it. They've been curious about how I do it, how it serves me, and how it serves them, how it would serve them to adopt a journaling practice. One of the biggest things that's in The Artist's Way that I innately do as well before I even read that book was approaching journaling as a free flow way of expressing without filtering, editing, or censoring your voice. Now, particularly for authors or writers or people that have learned to censor their voice through other formats like email or public speaking, being more presentable, free flow can be really intimidating. It can feel like your self-critic will turn on. And this is what I've heard from clients and friends that have attempted to introduce journaling practices into their lives, is that they begin to criticize if they have negative things to say, if they have negative emotions, or if they're working through something. They'll criticize mistakes. They'll criticize that their words aren't perfect, all sorts of things. And so the invitation around this is to let it become an outlet for you to get things out of you. Just clear out the gunk. That's what the morning pages from The Artist's Way is all about, is waking up and letting stream of consciousness just release the chatter, whatever worry that may have come up in the evening. And it seems with the creative flow, as we get some of that gunk out, that we then open to potentially beautiful things that want to come through, or to reframing, or to other formats of creative expression. So it can just be a really neat cleansing technique. And with art journaling, that can also be something. It could be just that you doodle. So don't take this to mean art as in the most amazing piece that you could ever create in any way. I find that I'm often doodling on the edges of my journals. And when I am doing that, it's creating pause and processing and spaciousness in my brain. So I am the first to admit that I have a fairly overactive brain, and I have learned a lot of techniques over the years to quiet some of the mind chatter, to get back into my body, to become more heart-centered, and to be in non-judgment, and to really enjoy my day regardless of circumstance. And journaling can be a wonderful way, especially in these strange times when we don't always have someone to talk to process and clear and move through things. One really simple, more structured format that I've learned around journaling that's more in the coaching realm is if you're really finding, especially if you wake in the middle of the night, introducing a journal for clearing fears and just writing all the fears that are in your mind, and then doing a reset on those, whether you tear them up or whatever works for you to do a release of the fears, and then writing another page it's called a fear detox, which I first learned from one of my coaches, Jenny Tossner, in this format, doing opposite statements to say, I am excited and energized to, and then saying the higher statement that was related to that fear, programming new ways into our being and releasing the old. Because fears are always lies. They're always our ego's attempt to keep us safe, prevent us from growing only because it thinks it's keeping us safe. It's a loving and nurturing thing. And we just have to get those fears out, get them cleared, and open to the higher potential storyline. And it will always come through if we create that space. So that's an amazing technique for journaling. And one more that I can offer to you that I love, that I learned in my coaching training with Newfield Network, was keeping a question journal. So only what you will write in that is open-ended questions. Science and spiritual circles have known for a long time that questions are a way of shifting us into spaciousness, into a form of surrender, and allowing the cosmos to basically create what we desire to manifest without us being really controlling and grabby around it. It changes our brain chemistry because we shift into curiosity and away from how. So open-ended questions that aren't how oriented, but rather I wonder, or is it possible, or what could be if, are a beautiful format for journaling. And then another super fun one that I love to do when I'm in this space is dream journaling. If you're really into dream interpretation or curious about that, happy to chat with you on it, or might even do a podcast on it at some point because it lights me up. But a simple technique to activate more of your dreams or learn more from your dreams is to keep a dream journal by your bedside and just write down stream of consciousness what dreams you have. The more you put energy towards dreams, the more your subconscious and psyche will use imagery and different things to communicate with you, particularly if you're working through some stress response or something that needs to process that your daytime is not allowing space around. It may want to come through in your dreams. That can be a fun format to write down and sit with and use different techniques to learn from. So journaling has so much potential for us to learn about ourselves through reflection, contemplation, and mirroring in our own energy space. I hope this activated some interest and inquiry with you, and I look forward to hearing from you how you have learned through your own journaling techniques and what you intend to try out. Thanks for tuning in.
Head on over to CreativelyFree.Live and check out my art journaling course, which is designed to help you both learn introductory watercolor techniques and mixed media playful ways, as well as face your saboteurs and monsters and self-judgment around art and creating and get unstuck. Hope you enjoy.